Light Yagami had the supernatural advantage of the Death Note, but what if he had chosen to get Shinigami eyes? Well, when Ryuk eventually told Light about the Shinigami eyes, Light ultimately decided not to get them because it would half his lifespan. But the Shinigami eyes would let him know anyone's name just from looking at them. It would appear just above their head. Now, the second Kira, Misa, did get the Shinigami eyes, but she wasn't that reliable and wasn't there to help Light from the beginning with her Shinigami eyes. If Light had the Shinigami eyes, during the time where he was trying to take out Naomi Misara, he would not have had such a hard time finding out her real name. So he would have just quickly been able to write down her name, since he would have already known it when he first met her, because it was hard for him to find out her real name. He was smart enough and found a way, but in tough situations like these, the Shinigami eyes would definitely come in handy, as well as when he met L, he would have immediately known his name, which would have helped him a lot. Light would have been able to take out way more criminals by knowing more criminals' names, and he would not have had to wait as long sometimes, and then enough time goes by where something happens or something changes or gets in his way. He could have been much more confident, because if he wants to go somewhere or be a little bit more risky, if he's caught or suspected in a situation, he won't have to worry that he's not able to get rid of the person. Also, just because the whole time he was relying on Misa with her Shinigami eyes, she wasn't that smart and didn't even remember L's name, so she would mess things up a lot of the time. Light with the Shinigami eyes would have been so much more advanced. He would have been able to do so much so fast without as much preventing him, and a lot of the things that happened due to the fact that he didn't know somebody's name, or he wasn't able to take out as many people as fast or at all because he didn't know their name, would have never been in the way or would have been a problem, because with the Shinigami eyes, Light would be so effective and would use them to his advantage, maximize the benefit he can get from them. Light would also be able to see lifespans, which can potentially help him from being able to know how much longer somebody's going to be a threat for, whether he has to worry that much about them or not. Because if they're going to live a lot longer, that means he's probably going to have to deal with them. But if they don't have much time left, then maybe he can just ignore them, and eventually, pretty soon, they won't be a problem anymore, instead of just overstressing on everybody. Since Light would have been able to take out L far sooner, they would have never have had more on Light to use against him. So even though the ending of Death Note doesn't make any sense how Nier even beat Light, if L had died sooner, he would have never left enough for Nier to have of likely won. Anybody he sees committing a crime in public, he can just immediately take out, which can be extremely convenient. With the Shinigami eyes, Light would basically be almost unstoppable. He was already amazing and great without them, but with them, L would have never been a problem, or as much as something for Light to have to worry about. And it would have just prevented Light from being so stressed or from feeling like he's under so much pressure, which can help his mind be clearer and allow him to think to the best he's capable of. Light would also be able to know when somebody's lying to him about who they are, which can give him a better idea whether someone's trying to manipulate him or is an honest person to him, so he knows what he's dealing with from people and how open they're being to him. So if Light had got the Shinigami eyes, he would have saved a lot of time, not had to deal with as many problems. He would have beat L faster, and he would have beat Nier, because Nier would have had less on Kira, and Light would have made sure things had went differently, so he could possibly use the Shinigami eyes to his advantage to see the SBK team's names, write them down himself, or have them written down a different time. So instead of Mikami coming and writing the names down and getting caught, and then getting Light caught, he would have just never showed up. Light would have seen the names, and eventually their names would have been written down another time, possibly by Light. And if people did find out that Light was Kira, he would have been a whole lot more intimidating now that it is known that he can not only see their name, but also their lifespan. So with the Shinigami eyes, Light would have definitely won, but he still should have won even without them. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.